You thought this was your run club era. Turns out, it was more of a thinking about run club era. The good news? Someone's marathon training is about to start. Sell your workout gear on Depop. Just snap a few photos, and we'll take care of the rest. They get their race day fit, and you get a payout for trying. Someone on Depop wants what you've got. Start selling now. Depop, where taste recognizes taste.
For my family, I'm always at my best. That's why I also want the best in my kitchen. And that means only Eggland's Best Eggs. They're always so fresh tasting and delicious. With 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, and 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. So why give your family less when they can have the best? Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. For added convenience, look for our hard-cooked peeled eggs.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
To get the Crime Writers on After Show right now, go to patreon.com/partnersincrimemedia.
I'm Rebecca Lavoie, and this is Crime Writers On. Crime Writers On is the original true crime review podcast that digs into true crime, pop culture, other podcasts. And on this episode, 3 women bound by friendship are shattered by a shocking crime, forcing secrets about their relationships to the surface. We'll talk about the mystery series Imperfect Women on Apple TV. Joining me to get that done and more is true crime author, TV journalist, and host of These Are Their Stories podcast, my husband and the love of my life. It's Kevin Flynn. Hello, Kevin.
Hello, Rebecca.
Kevin, how did you enjoy your appearance on Something's Off with me on Friday?
Oh, my God. If I could use my little time turner back thing from Harry Potter, I would say that I had a great time. And I'm only saying that because that's in my future.
We haven't done it yet, but it's going to happen. Also with us, private investigator, certified pet detective, resident cat lady, and author of The Final Curtain, it's Laura Bricker. Hi, Laura.
Hey, and now proud mother of a new EMT. Literally 2 seconds ago, my son texted me. He's gotten like 95% on all his finals.
Nice.
He's now an EMT.
Congratulations. Are you
awesome.
proud?
I'm super proud.
Yeah.
He's so funny. He comes in if I'm watching The Pit or something. He goes, "Yeah, that's not realistic." Yeah.
Make him watch the EMTs testify in the Karen Reed trial, and then we'll see what he thinks of their testimony. And finally,
I love the fact that in case one of us goes into labor, Will will be the one that can
exactly.
respond.
No.
Will, who used to fuck up your microphone when we were making this podcast when he was a little kid and he used to use it to play his video games.
That kid is lucky to be alive because I would have murdered him 17 times.
Well, he's lucky. I'm telling you, he's been riding on the ambulances for the last couple of weeks, and he's out there.
Nice.
I'm like, what do you do? He's like, he does like vital signs and stuff and helps transport. But yeah.
What does he do? He saves lives, Laura. Come on.
He saves lives.
He saves lives.
And he touches placentas.
And finally, it is our captain of all things cynical, author of a City trilogy, host of Rip Current, More Like Ancient Family, and Strange Arrivals, on our Patreon Deep Dive Book Club podcast. It's Toby Ball. Hola, Toby.
Hola, Rebecca.
So, Kevin, this is Monday's program.
It is.
What's coming up on Thursday's show?
On Thursday, we're going to be talking about the podcast from NJ.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's New Jersey, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I used to work at the post office, but they wouldn't let me look at the envelope, so
yes.
I'm assuming that's right. NJ.com, it's called Someone's Hunting Us.
All right, look forward to that conversation. So, Kevin, before the program, just a little inside production situation here. I said to Kevin, so what do you want to chat about at the top of the episode? And he said...
What did I say?
We could just get right into it. And I said, no, the chat is an important formatic in this episode. And then he said, if it's so important, you should fucking take care of deciding what to chat about. And then I said, Kevin, we've been doing this podcast for 10 years, and I have never asked you that question. Ever, ever, ever. True or false?
True. And then you said, well, now I know what to talk about.
I would like to give a little clarification on the placenta comment, because we talked about it beforehand, and I kind of dropped it.
It'll be an outtake,
It's
Laura.
an outtake.
It's going to be an outtake
Perfect.
at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
People want clarification. They can just fast forward to the end, and listen to our outtakes. So don't worry about it. Laura, do you think someone's going to think he's like a molester or something because he touched a placenta? No.
I just think they're like, what's happening? That doesn't sound
paint
quaint
him
as
in
fuck.
a poor light.
Laura's son is having to touch placentas. That is not quaint.
People in Exeter have placentas.
Where is he going to be working?
I'm not sure where he's going to be working yet. He wants to work in Exeter eventually, but he's got some of the fire tests that he still has to pass to get all his right now he's working in East Kingston.
Is he what you would call a Nepo baby in his field?
He could be if he worked in the same town as his father, but he has not taken that job. He said, well, I could just get hired there. There's no rule. And I said, it's a bad look, dude.
Yes. Yeah. But also, like, what I more mean is because his father was a fire chief and all that stuff. Yeah. Like, do people see his name and they're like, ooh.
Oh, yeah. Well, his dad is still a fire chief. He went back to...
I know.
Yeah, and his
It's not like the last name Smith.
Yeah, and the whole family. Like, his cousin was a fire chief. His great-uncle was a fire chief. His grandfather was a deputy fire chief. So it's kind of like, you know...
It's in their blood.
It's in his blood.
In the Birkenbush blood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So, Kevin, should we talk about the TV show that we are here to discuss?
Let's do that.
All right. Leading off.
We were supposed to grow old together. What we had was powerful and essential. And it was supposed to last forever.
When their friend Nancy is murdered, Eleanor and Mary believe her secret lover, David, is behind it. But Eleanor becomes an early suspect in the case when her long-simmering feelings about the victim's husband come to the surface.
That felt very dangerous, getting caught like that. Do you think that we should stop?
Is that what you want?
No.
Oh boy, do they come to the surface.
They come all right.
Oh my God! I think I saw the PG version of this show.
Mary takes on the role of sleuth, hoping to unmask Nancy's lover. But her quest uncovers even more complications about the friends' decade-long relationship as even more people in their social circle become persons of interest.
I risked everything for you.
I never asked you to.
No, you just seduced me, then treated me like one of your house servants that serves at the ring of a bell.
Okay, if you need to blame me to make yourself feel better, that's fine. But we need to move on.
You don't get to decide that.
Let go of my arm.
Kerry Washington, Elisabeth Moss, and Kate Mara star in the Apple original Imperfect Women. This domestic thriller tries to untangle the secrets among the women, their lovers, and the ghosts from their past to find the truth about the death of their socialite friend. Spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about plot points from Imperfect Women. So, if you want to remain spoiler-free, go to the estimated time code in our show notes for our thumbs up or thumbs down reviews. So, Toby.
Yes.
This was a book. And now it is a TV program.
Allegedly, yeah.
What do you think about the fact that this was adapted to be the latest piece of mom slop on Apple TV?
This was so freaking bad. I honestly can't wrap my head around how this ended up being made, and then once it was made, how it was released. It's really bad. Like in almost all ways. This is being said, like I looked at the cast, I was like, oh, this might be pretty good. Because it has like the detective from The Killing is in it. Joel Kinnaman, is that
Joel
his name?
Kinnaman, I love him.
Yeah, I love that guy. And
in other things.
Yeah. I mean it's got all these actors who've been good in other things and they're absolutely horrible in this. And the script, the writing is horrible. I don't know.
Why are you being such a bitch to me?
I am not. I have been listening to you talk about this man forever. I'm done.
Mary would come with me.
Then fucking call Mary.
I need you.
You need to get your shit together.
All right, let's do what we do. Let's let our listeners know.
Hey, I have things to talk about.
Oh, you do?
I mean, I think it's awful too, but...
Laura, what is the first thing you would like to say about this program?
Could they make Elisabeth Moss any frumpier on this show?
That's one thing, but a scar on a body is proof. Because that's what you do, right? Right? You take a fragile woman and you hollow her out until you are all that is left.
If nothing else, you need a better bra. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I couldn't take it. That bothered me the whole time.
Elisabeth Moss, I have complicated feelings about her because she's a wonderful actor,
Right.
so talented.
Right.
She's also in a cult.
Yeah, I
which
know.
makes it so hard for me to like get over that.
And every time I watch her, that's all I can think about because I'm fixated. It's like once I know she's in a cult, I'm like, what do the cult people think about this show? Do they have to approve the roles she takes?
No. The cult people are fine with all the actors doing acting stuff because it makes their religion seem more legitimate. By the way, folks, we're talking about Scientology, in case you were wondering. Yeah. So, Kevin, you and I made an observation that might not be popular in America.
Is it? You're looking at my first
looking
note,
at your
my
first
very first
note.
note.
But we both feel exactly the same way. What is that?
I'm starting to think that Kerry Washington isn't a good actress.
That night, all those years ago, leaning against the kitchen cabinets, wasted on cheap beer, I made him laugh, and it was so spontaneous and natural. I knew he felt it too.
Now I'm just going to point out, just because, Toby started to get to this. There are so many Emmy and Oscar nominees and winners in this cast.
Like who?
Kerry Washington, Emmy winner. Elisabeth Moss, multiple Emmy winner. Leslie Odom Jr., Oscar nominee, Oscar winner. Keith Carradine. And they're like a quick supporting appearance by, what is the actress's name from Abbott Elementary?
Sheryl Lee Ralph.
Yeah, like all these people who are actually, on paper, really good. And I just think, we saw Kerry Washington in some other things that weren't good, and I was thinking...
We can say what they are now, Kevin.
It was that movie about that Tyler Perry made, and I think it's called the 688.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if you guys saw this. It's on Netflix. It was based on a true story about this one all-woman, all-black unit in the Army in World War II. None of the female units were given anything to do, especially the one for the soldiers of color. But they ended up getting this one assignment, which was to sort through all the black male. And I tell you, the stakes could not have been lower. And it had like Susan Sarandon and
Oprah
Winfrey and Sam Waterston.
Yep.
And they have a big scene, and it's like, we will deliver that male. And it just was
100%.
Yeah.
That was actually dialogue like twice in the movie.
It was super over the top, and I just thought, Kerry Washington just got stuck with a really bad script, and I just realized that unless she's doing Scandal, she seems to just...
She's the same in everything.
Yeah.
She makes the cry face that's also the same as her orgasm face.
Yeah.
Constantly. She's a one-note actor. She just is a one-note actor, and I feel so bad because I always liked her because she seems cool. Like she and Tony Goldwyn have a fun shtick going in their post-Scandal days where they she's really fun, but not good
in this. And hasn't been good in a couple of things.
Her outfits were fun.
Her outfits were unreal.
Yes. So her clothing was so distracting, was it not?
My original theory was that this was all like put together by 14-year-olds, including like the 14-year-old who was taking like clothing design as a freshman for her art elective, and that they forced Kerry Washington to wear those clothes because it was so weird. Like there was one where she was wearing something that looked like it might be like a varsity jacket, except that the sleeves were made out of like gauze or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like every single outfit she had like made no sense. She was wearing leather culottes, I think, one time. And I'm not a person who notices this shit.
One of them looks like those rags in a car wash. She had that as a skirt made of leather in one of them. And the other one, she was wearing this gummy pink, like Smurf-looking outfit with flowers on it.
Do you think someone took that lookbook and threw it in the ladies' room trash?
It was so weird.
How about she kept getting off a plane on some long trip with just like this one carry-on
tiny
roller.
carry-on.
Yeah.
While she's wearing the world's most outrageous outfit. And you're like, did she keep all of her other outrageous outfits and her toiletries in that tiny, tiny suitcase?
It's like that giant blouse just like expanded like a Casper mattress when she opened it. God. The outfits, yeah. But they couldn't give Elisabeth Moss a bra.
No, or something that wasn't an ugly dress.
She looked like a trad wife. I mean, it was really weird.
Yeah. But Laura loved the guy, her husband, Howard. Laura, you love that character, right?
Oh, yes. So
Corey Stoll plays him?
So much. Yeah, no, I like your sarcasm there, Rebecca. So for Howard, I think what was hard for me, one of the things in the show was I didn't feel like there was authenticity in the character development in terms of something, even if I suspend disbelief, something that's going to be believable. And specifically for me, that was Howard, the murderer. And we're in the spoiler zone, so I'm going to just say that. He is so unappealing. He is like the classic chronically underemployed husband to Elisabeth Moss, who looks like she hasn't slept in like 10 years. And, he comes in and you're like, this guy is just a dud. And then all of a sudden, you're supposed to believe. And then in the first time he goes to the ballet where Nancy has gotten him this consulting job, because again, he's underemployed, but he's so brilliant. You're like, oh, this guy just doesn't know when to shut up. And then suddenly, mysteriously, he recognizes Nancy's inner tiger, and suddenly they're like having this wild sex all the time. I'm like, I don't buy the trajectory from this guy that's like a total loser to suddenly they're having this like incredible sex, and all of a sudden now he's a criminal mastermind.
My father was confined to a wheelchair with MS. We were always strapped. I would get so resentful, and he would say, people like us have something those people will never have. Pride of accomplishment.
I mean, maybe that's good acting. To me, I just felt like I could not buy onto that.
It was not good acting.
There's a lot of other people. Even Creepy Husband of Dead Woman was better to watch than this guy.
They were two House of Cards alums.
Yeah,
right, Kevin?
they were, yeah.
Kate Mara and Corey Stoll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Kevin, this is laid out in sections, one for each of the women.
Yeah.
First one is Eleanor, with our new favorite actress, Kerry Washington.
Well, I think part of the problem, and maybe Kerry takes not all of the blame for this, but that whole first section that focuses on Eleanor was a complete waste of plot. Because other than, the inciting incident, nothing really happens, right? With the exception of her fucking Robert while Nancy's body is still warm or something like that. But all the things that happen there do not ever become relevant to the rest of the story.
Yes.
Right? There isn't a seed or something that's there. It's a mystery. So there's and we got to talk a lot about, I don't want to spoil that it was, that it was Howard was the killer. Once you got to episode 4, you knew that, right? And they never did anything to
disabuse you.
To disabuse you of the idea that he's going to be the killer. So, but that whole first 3, when all of a sudden they pivot to like, oh, now we're hearing Dead Nancy's point of view. I'm like, okay, reset. It's a reset.
Let's give it a second chance.
Yeah, let's give it. And I'm like, okay, because then parts of it were like, all right, now this is interesting, and then it wasn't any more interesting. I just don't get. Maybe you guys got it, but it's like she's supposed to be, a different character. But what we have here, and I don't know why, like Eleanor and Mary in particular would be friends.
Why?
Okay.
Why do you say that?
All right. I mean, they just all 3 of them come from different worlds. Yeah. And in real life, yeah, people do. But here you have to create some sort of coherent, believable thing why these characters in this fictional world, Eleanor is this very successful black philanthropist who goes home to Boston to visit her mother and is greeted by, in the middle of the day, a full-ass butler in a gray morning suit. Well, she's pulling her little bag, right? To talk about. I mean, do we ever find out, like, why they are so super wealthy?
Nope.
No idea. And her brother is just like cruising around the country, like taking photographs of her to make sure she's okay. And then her best friend is this, as Laura says, frumpy, white, stay-at-home mom of 3. So just to say they all went to college together doesn't quite cut it for me.
Especially we know Eleanor was fucking her professor the whole time she was in college. Mary was. I mean, they couldn't have been like hanging out a lot. She was too busy fucking her professor.
Well, but they could have leaned into that earlier, because when you find out that she was actually somebody that had a very promising academic career that she put on hold, again, I had a hard time making the leap because none of that had been set up, and nothing that she had done to date led me to believe anything other than just like, oh my God, this woman is in misery. I'm having flashbacks to The Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that was very unbelievable is that her and Corey Stoll's house was like a multi-million-dollar house in Sacramento, and they're supposed to be poor.
Yeah.
Didn't buy it. But you don't have to be a multi-millionaire to join us on Patreon.
Oh, wow. Way to go, Rebecca.
I stole that from you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Sorry. Stole your valor, stole your thunder.
Yeah, you don't have to sell off your half of the family trust to cover your bad debts. Because your father and bitchy sister said you have to do that. You can join us on Patreon, where we have officially crossed the 1,000 podcast episode mark.
Incredible.
If you go to our Patreon, it's patreon.com/partnersincrimemedia. Yeah, you can listen to any one of those 1,000 podcast episodes, which, by the way, I gather there are more podcast episodes on our Patreon than on all of Netflix. Just, so if you want to figure out like where your dollars should go each month, do it there. You'll get exclusive content, including the Crime Writers on After show. On this episode, no, we're not going to get into placentas, although that would be a real interesting topic. But Laura Bricker has way more interesting things going on in her life, including some cat detectivery.
Yes, it's actually like a crime story involving.
Well, it's gotten more of a crime story. Yes, and I have the police today were like, I was talking to them about it, and they're like, you should be doing this. Aren't you a cat detective? And I'm like,
yes, officer.
But not in this
I am.
particular situation, and I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah. Okay, great. You also get...
The stringer bell of cats is like tormenting her neighborhood.
We've got Toby Ball's Deep Dive Book Club podcast. Toby and his guests are talking about the book This House of Grief. We have Married with Podcast, our advice podcast, in which we are asked to respond to how a listener should respond to I told you so. My answer is, well, you should have just
done what they said.
No, that's not your answer. That's the man answer. We also get the podcast Something's Off.
Yes.
And Rebecca and Mel are getting into the footnotes.
Yes, we
Talk
are.
about a deep dive, but an interesting one.
Very
What are you talking about the footnotes?
Well, there's a defamation case now against Karen Reed and Aidan Carney, a.k.a. Turtle Boy. Allegedly, they had a conspiracy together where they knew she actually killed John O'Keefe, so they made up all of these lies in order to defame the people who were in the house that night, and they are being sued. And the footnotes in that case do not help the plaintiffs. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, go actually, instead of doing everything in the filing, taking a look at the things that were just left in the footnotes.
Yes.
And there's links and things like that, and it makes for really great content. If you join us at the Bricker scale level, you get all those things plus an exclusive podcast from Laura Bricker. Laura Bricker's Leave It to Bricker podcast, and Laura Bricker, Come Blow Your Horn.
Yeah, that was last month. Coming up next, remember that show we just watched, Neighbors?
Yeah.
So I'm having an inspiration in my condo development. I am doing the condo version of Neighbors because
the landscaping.
Oh no! I went to a condo board meeting and there was some shit going down. Embezzlement.
Wow.
Somebody said, "I'll see you in court." I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm on the case.
Folks, this is just for an extra $1.
Yes.
Come on, man. If you join us at the Let's Do What We Do level, you get episodes of Crime Writers on early and ad-free. And if you become a deep diver, you get all that. Plus, you get to be an official sponsor of Toby Ball's Deep Dive Book Club podcast. Toby, you guys just had a discussion. I listened to you talk about it. The book was Chaos. And this is, by the way, the inspiration for this book for the documentary that we covered last year about Charles Manson and the CIA.
Yep. That's just a very small bit of the actual book, which is completely bonkers.
Yeah, you guys had a really great discussion that kind of covered a lot of different things.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, the whole thing about the book is this real, or is this guy got a conspiracy theory going on? So it was a fun discussion, kind of all sort of around that question.
So you get all of that by supporting us on Patreon. By the way, thanks to all the people this month who have stepped up and joined us on Patreon to keep this podcast vibrant. We do have a suggestion. We love to tell you, if you're thinking about joining us on Patreon, we would suggest that you don't subscribe using your iPhone. Why is that? Because Apple will add a little fee to that. Now, we don't get more, we don't get less, but you get charged more. Because Apple does that for all digital purchases. So we say, join us, go to the website, Go on your laptop or your desktop, go directly to the Patreon website, sign up. You're going to save that money.
You can still use the app.
But you can still use the app afterwards.
Yeah.
Just don't make that purchase there.
That's right.
That's our suggestion.
That's right.
Because we're looking
Don't
out.
do that.
We're looking out for you because we know you don't have a family trust.
All of us versus the man all the
All
time.
of us versus the man.
All right, Kevin, does thus end the business section?
Thus ends the business section.
Let's take that music out.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Ugh, you said you were over him, but his hoodie is still in your rotation. It's time. Grab your phone, snap a few pics, and sell it on Depop. Listed in minutes, with no selling fees. And just like that, a guy 500 miles away just paid full price for your closure. And right on cue.
Hey, still got my hoodie?
Nope, but I've got tonight's dinner paid for. Start selling on Depop, where taste recognizes taste. List now with no selling fees. Payment processing fees and boosting fees still apply. See website for details.
If your blonde is looking a little, well, off lately, it's not your fault. Brass happens. Or at least it used to. Before K18 Triple Bright Oxidation Defense Purple Shampoo. It's the secret to a brighter, longer-lasting blonde. With K18 Triple Action Technology, one wash removes up to 3 months of brass from hard water. So your blonde always looks fresh from the salon. Shop at Sephora or get 10% off your first purchase at K18hair.com with code PODCAST. That's code PODCAST at K18hair.com.
You know that thing where you get an amazing pair of shoes at a really great price and want to tell everyone about it? Yeah, so do we. Here at Designer Shoe Warehouse, we'll give you something to brag about. Like the latest styles from brands you love, or the trends everyone's obsessing over, or shoes that make you feel like, well, you. So go ahead, show off a little. Find shoes that get you at prices that get your budget. Head to your DSW store or DSW.com today. DSW. Let us surprise you.
So, Toby, one of your favorite plot devices is coincidence and luck, is it not?
Yeah, this is, there's a thing in this where they have to let the women that know, Eleanor and Mary know that Howard's the guy. And so the way they figure it out is that she steps into his closet and happens to step, despite the fact they've been living in this house, I guess, for years and years, steps on the fake floorboard that pops up. And in that fake floorboard, he has in a bag, for some reason, a ring that I think Mary gave to Nancy, that he pulled off her body. Was that ever explained why he did that, other than to just leave a clue?
Nope.
So, so it's a little strange. And then there was another one, and I'm going to have to look at my notes for this because I'm basically...
it the poem?
The poem.
The poem.
The same poem.
For some reason, Nancy, who had this sort of notebook / sketchbook, managed to hide a page of a book of romantic poetry from ancient Greece, and she had torn out the same page with the same underlined line that Howard had given to Mary back in the day. But Mary found it, even though it was sort of tucked into the fake back of the back cover of the book, which was then put in a box somewhere, and she just happened to pull it out just by sheer coincidence. Seriously? You can't get any better. What?
And wasn't it out of print? It was out of print, Toby.
Yes, it was Howard's book that he had translated.
And it's Howard's book.
That's why. That's right. He translated it.
To begin with, these clues don't even make any fucking sense. And then B, the way they find them is just so ridiculous. It's just laziness. It's just I can't think of anything that would actually make any sense. So I'm just going to pretend that, she goes in the closet, bang, there's this fake floor that she's never noticed before until this moment when she really needs to find a ring that was taken off a corpse for no particular reason.
So she can't promise herself to anyone in the afterlife, Toby, if she doesn't have the ring.
That's true.
Oh,
She can only be bound to Howard.
Oh,
Howard.
There's another a thing that's never explained. Like everything in this. First of all, why was her brother following her around with a guy taking pictures of her? Second, Kerry Washington, Eleanor has apparently always been in love with Robert. They finally get it on. He then rejects her in a super mean way that I thought, oh, he must be doing this strategically for some reason. He either had sex with her strategically or he's rejecting her, trying to protect something. Nope. Just had a dickish man moment, or whatever he actually was doing was never explained. It's so wild. So, Laura, Kevin was talking earlier about the friend group in this show. What do you think of the friend group? Did it ring true? And did it make you think about your friends, Laura Bricker, and the Chocolate Lady, and Mary Weaver, Pest Reliever, and the Revs, and all those Exeter people? Did this make you think of them?
Yeah, so I have two thoughts on this. First is I think part of this show, what they're trying to say is this isn't necessarily just a show about murder. It's a show about female friendship and about, do we actually really know our female friends, or do we know the facade that they put out there so that we don't really know what's happening, inside this particular, story? They're trying to kind of put this microscope on these female friends, and you get different reveals throughout, as like, oh, we didn't know about this, or oh, we didn't know about that. But I was like, okay, if this was my friend group, who would I be most worried about?
The one who was murdered?
Well, no, I would.
The one who got murdered, maybe?
Moss, because she just seems so all over the place. But I'm looking at my friend group, and I'm like, well, my friend groups are all we have this thing of who are the 5 people you would call to bury a body? It's who in your tribe are the people that...
Laura's on the
and everybody
one,
is I'm number one for everybody for that. They would just call me to bury a body.
Laura, the actual question is, which one of your friends would you have sex fantasy role play about? Where you pretend to be them with your lover, your best, and steal,
you pretend he's your
steal the
friend's
monogram
husband.
towels because somehow, I don't know, are you going to wash your face with that after weird sex?
That was the only time she looked good in this whole damn show is when she put on makeup and pretended to be Nancy in the hotel.
Yeah.
That's some grim shit.
I don't know. I think I think this gives sort of, again, an inaccurate portrayal, because I think by the time women...
You think?
Well, I don't know about you, Rebecca, but by the time I hit 40 and then mid-40s and now 50, I think the female friendship type dynamic evolves, and I don't think we all give a fuck anymore about hiding whatever, and we're all very honest with each other and much more vulnerable than we used to be when we were.
Yes.
And it's these women are not in the right age demographic to have this fake friendship. They're stuck in their college years.
So, Toby, there's this weird coda, sort of quasi-coda, where, we know that Howard did it. And they never disabuse us of that notion, which is weird. But then Howard threatens Mary by poisoning their child with her medication. So he poisons the child, then he's able to blame it on her, and he's going to take the kids unless she doesn't tell that he is, in fact, Nancy's killer. Super realistic. But then what she decides to do is go and talk to his ex-wife, and that's sort of how it's revealed to her initially that he's such a loser. And then the ex-wife is super nice to her, by the way, which, okay, and then turns into a hero during the weird court scene.
I did get pregnant, but then I lost it. Looking back, it was the biggest blessing of my life.
Why, if you don't mind?
Because humanity would be better off if some people didn't procreate.
So I didn't think she was being very nice to her necessarily. She says, I could have warned you. Gives a little smile. No, it was fucking stupid. First of all, she's like, see this scar on my knee? I was like, oh, that is some compelling evidence. But basically she goes in, and in this custody hearing, she's like, this guy's the scum of the earth. I can't believe, she basically just talks about how much she hates him. But I'm like, what does this have? This has nothing to do with custody.
Nothing to do with custody.
You don't like your ex-husband? So he can't have his kids? What the hell are you going? But Eleanor and Mary are super jacked up. They give themselves all right, we fucking nailed this one. There's no way this guy. And then the judge apparently thinks so too, because neither of them get the kids. I'm going to send these kids to foster care because she's got a scar on her knee.
But doesn't she also say on the stand something like there are just some people who shouldn't procreate?
Yes. Yeah.
And they're talking about his children. Yeah. She's there to like talk about like who'd be best for these children. It's like, well, even though he procreated and we have 3 children, well, I guess
we'd all be better off if these 3 kids weren't walking the face of the earth. Yeah.
Yes.
Like maybe that's not the time to make that argument.
Another weird plot point was their son, the older ne'er-do-well son, who was played by the kid who was in
The Pit. Yeah,
playing the kid with the mental health issues. And he's supposed to be real bad, but all he did was like go to a poker game. That was like the real bad thing he did?
Well, apparently in the book, because I did a little reading on this, he's actually the killer. He's actually the killer in the book.
Laura, these are my notes. These are my notes. This is how I would have made this better.
No, that's the book. And they changed it because they felt like the love angle of this guy Howard being the killer was like more prestige TV or something.
Oh, my God. It seems like the script doctor was Dr. Mengele, because that's the worst. You're right. It ends up because there's no misdirection in this plot at all.
Pause. Explain to the audience who might be younger who Dr. Mengele is.
If you don't know, I'm not going to tell you.
Well, my grandparents' last name was Mengele, and when I was little, I did not know who Dr. Mengele was, and I was visiting them one time, and I was at their country club. And I had a snack account. So I went to get a grilled cheese sandwich, and I said, the last name is Mengele. And the person kept going, you mean Mengele? And I'm like, I don't understand. I'm 7.
I don't understand.
Where's your Nazi grandfather? Yes. But this is the thing. Jesus. There's so little misdirection because we start suspecting that whoever David is going to be the killer. And then we find out in episode 4. In kind of a clever way, the least, one tiny thing that, oh no, Howard is actually David. And then we're never really pulled away from the idea that he's the killer.
Ever.
Right. Because all of a sudden there is a larger cast. We've done a couple of these murder mysteries where there's like 5 people it possibly could be, right? Or 4 people. And I think we have a large enough cast here with enough sort of motivations that they could make alternate suspects, but they just slightly, just for a brief minute, they're in the frame and then they don't really commit to them. And I was thinking, like, when they finally get around to asking the kid about, like, well, where you were, that night or something like that, I'm like, oh, he would be like, that would be really interesting, because what they need to do instead of it, like, the goal should not be all these other suspects. They're trying to convince us that Howard isn't the killer. It should be Howard is trying to convince us that he's the killer, and then we're surprised that it's someone else, right? Where the whole time we're thinking, it's Howard. Could it be this person? No, it's going to be Howard. And so we never got any sort of surprise or payoff because it was so predictable.
Yeah.
You talk about spoilers. They spoiled it at the end of episode 4. They didn't do anything beyond that.
Yeah. Laura, what's a coincidence is that when I went to my grandparents' country club and used the name Kevorkian to buy a sandwich, they were also really taken aback.
If your blonde is looking a little, off lately, it's not your fault. Brass happens. Or at least it used to. Before K18 Triple Bright Oxidation Defense Purple Shampoo. It's the secret to a brighter, longer-lasting blonde. With K18 Triple Action Technology, one wash removes up to 3 months of brass from hard water. So your blonde always looks fresh from the salon. Shop at Sephora or get 10% off your first purchase at K18hair.com with code PODCAST. That's code PODCAST at K18hair.com.
Let's check in on the Serta counting sheep.
Hey, Uncle Number One, why aren't we counting anymore?
Long ago, Serta invented the Perfect Sleeper mattress.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. It says the all-new Serta Perfect Sleeper with a Q4 support system has 4-in-1 perfectly interlinked coils that help relieve aches and back pain for perfect sleep night after night.
We'll never get counted again.
Nope.
Serta, we make the world's best mattress.
This Memorial Day, save on Serta Perfect Sleeper X at a retailer near you.
At DSW, we ask the important questions, like, what shoes are you going to wear? Whether you're prepping for wedding season, festival season,
or just planning the ultimate vacay, the right shoes can make or break an RSVP. So own the moment. You've got big plans, and we've got just the shoes. At the perfect price, of course. Get ready to get ready with Designer Shoe Warehouse. Head to your DSW store or dsw.com today and let us surprise you.
Close your eyes. Listen to Monday.com. Feel the sensation of an AI work platform. So flexible and intuitive, it feels like it was built just for you. Now open your eyes, go to Monday.com, start for free, and finally breathe.
All right, let's do what we do. Let's let our listeners know. Should they check out Imperfect Women, limited series on Apple TV?
So on paper, this is the type of show that I would like. It's got, lifestyles of the rich and famous. It's got, a good cast. It's got a mystery. There's some sex. It's kind of the latest in the vein of like the Big Little Lies, domestic suspense, mystery, a little bit of soap opera, location porn. But at the end of the day, I felt like this was just lazy in the way that the plot was adapted. I don't know about the book. I do know that in the spoiler section of our review, the book had a different ending than the show, and I don't know if that would have improved this. I think for me, I had a hard time buying the authenticity of a lot of the characters in this and the way that they were drawn, and actually buying into, who these characters were being put out to be. And I couldn't make the leap. I couldn't suspend disbelief. But there was some fun outfits. I really liked the kitchen that the murder victim had. I really liked her island. It was a really nice island. I knew Rebecca would really like the island.
I did. Good kitchen.
But at the end of the day, we have seen so many of these shows that are in this like mom world domestic suspense, and at some point you got to do something different. And it's not being lazy and just dialing it in. It's actually doing something different that's going to shock and surprise and make us like, ooh, that was an interesting twist we didn't see coming. Unfortunately, we saw all the twists coming in this. So I am a thumbs down, which I hate to say because I had high hopes when I started episode 1.
Toby Ball, what did you think about Imperfect Women? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Well, I guess I got to disagree with Laura where she said that, it hasn't done anything different with this genre. And I think they did in that it sucks more than any of the other ones we've seen that have been like this. It is really, really bad. Like the dialogue is terrible. Stuff that happens doesn't make any sense. It's one of those shows that condenses stuff that in like a normal world would take place maybe over the course of like 6 months or a year, and kind of condenses it into 2 weeks. So people are acting like absolute maniacs in the, following up the murder of this woman. They're just, they're jumping into bed with each other. They're having birthday parties. There's just like all this stuff is going on. Come on. This is just like, this is like 10 days later. I mean, they don't really keep you very clued into what the timeline is, but it's very strange. They got a lot of good actors who are terrible in this. I think partly due to the terrible script, but also I don't know. Maybe they showed up and they're like, oh man, this is going to suck. Maybe if I pretend like I'm like in on the joke that people won't hold it against me. I have no idea. That's my best guess. I could go on. I feel like I could spoil things by saying how freaking stupidly obvious like the killer is. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not. I mean, this thing is it's bad. At one point, I was talking to my wife who was watching this with me, and I was like, I feel like this is like a freshman in high school film project, in which case I would have given them like a B- probably. So anyway, I'm a big thumbs down. I thought this was really, really poor, and that's all I got to say.
Kevin Flynn.
Yeah, I'm a big thumbs down on this too. I mean, I don't know what aspect of the mommy slop domestic thriller genre that this covers that makes anything enjoyable. The plot is just dumb. The dialogue is horrible. We've got like some really acclaimed actors here who kind of tell on themselves for that there's only so much that they can do. Their reach does not extend beyond this horrible script. Yeah, and it's just very predictable. Like, you want to have some suspense. You want to have some surprise. You want some misdirection. Laura talks about twists and turns, and I'm like, twists, plural? It's turns, plural. No, this was just very flat and, kind of a waste of a, good marquee, but not really enjoyable at all, at least for me. I don't know. Maybe there's some, super rich people with, really dumpy friends that, get along really, really well and, would go to the ends of the earth to fuck each other. I don't know. Maybe it resonates with some people, but not with me.
Yeah.
I'm a thumbs down.
Yeah, I'm a huge thumbs down too, and I'm disappointed because I love these cheesy things so much. I'm usually the one person in the four of us who's like, I loved it. I loved watching it. It was fun. No. This is not a plot spoiler. It's just a scene spoiler. There is a stupid scene where Sheryl Lee Ralph, who is wonderful actor, Emmy-winning actor, her rich daughter comes home to their billionaire house, and we are to believe that Sheryl Lee Ralph took the time to make 17 different Jamaican dishes for lunch.
Have a seat. Ackee and saltfish, plantain, and callaloo, your favorites. You cooked. Have a seat.
It's quite a spread.
What was that butler doing then?
So stupid. The whole thing was so stupid. And it has Joel Kinnaman in it, who's one of my favorite actors. And I always think that he's probably competing with Alexander Skarsgård for all the same parts. They're both super tall. They're both Scandinavian. They sort of have the same vibe. But no, it was freaking awful. And Kerry Washington is so bad in this. And it really has made me realize that she is the same in everything, which means she's not good at her job, which makes me sad because she seems cool as a person. But yeah, this is a huge, epic thumbs down for me. I haven't hated something I've watched on TV in a really long time, including some bad true crime docs that we've talked about on other episodes. So yeah, big thumbs down for me for Imperfect Women.
But was it a bob or a pixie cut, Rebecca, really?
Oh, my God. Dear God. Poor Kate Marsh, like she was going to blow away in the wind. I mean, this whole thing was just so bad. Now it's time for my favorite part of the podcast, a little something I like to call the Crime of the Week. One Montrealer has been taking the law into his own hands, patching potholes in city streets. Saad Tekout says he blew out a tire while driving through the suburb of Laval. And when his buddy got a flat at the same pothole, he decided to take action. Tekout used material from his landscaping business to patch the street. Then, as friends and neighbors told him about the holes on their streets, he continued. So far, this asphalt vigilante has filled in about 100 potholes that the city never got around to repairing. Despite the tax-free labor the community is receiving, the mayor is asking Tekout to leave the street repairs to city workers. A lawyer told the Montreal Gazette that what Tekout is doing is actually illegal. Technically, he's modifying public infrastructure. There are strict guidelines for bidding and about materials quality on municipal projects. He could be sued by a driver whose car is damaged at one of his fixed holes. And there's a chance he could get a ticket for doing unauthorized work. So panel, if you want something done, you got to do it yourself. What project will you take on, Laura Bricker, that City Hall has been reluctant to do?
This is literally the story of my life right now, and it's my condo board. I have 5 open maintenance requests right now for peeling paint and rotting wood. And they're not going to do it because everybody needs work done. So I'm about to just do it, violate the condo rules, and you guys can visit me in condo jail.
Nice. What about you, Toby? What project would you take on that City Hall has been reluctant to do?
I will say that Valencia Public Works is pretty freaking on it. It is.
Shut up, Toby.
It's
Shut
good.
up.
However, it is a European city. So I think I would just be walking around with a hose spraying that dog shit into the gutter or something because there's a lot of it.
What about you, Kevin?
Yeah, I think I would go down to the baseball fields that they don't bother to chalk the foul lines properly. And I would do that myself in a straight line.
I told you, Kevin, great podcast idea. The Umpire Diaries. Ooh. You got to do it.
The Umpire Diaries. It's a great title.
All right, Laura Bricker, folks want to reach out to you on social media and say hi. How can they find you there?
You can find me at Laura Bricker on Instagram and Blue Sky and tell me how to get what I want from my condo board.
Oh, what about you, Toby? How can you be found online?
At TobyBall603 on Instagram.
What about you, Kevin?
I'm at Kevin P. Flynn.
You can follow me everywhere, including Twitter. Yep, I'm still there at Reb Lavoie. Follow the show everywhere, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, at Crime Writers On. But mostly I encourage you to join our incredible incredible community in our official Crime Writers On Facebook discussion group. You can also get a Crime Writers On newsletter by going to crimewriterson.com. Kevin sends it out every week, and it is an incredible newsletter. Get everything we make at Patreon at patreon.com/partnersincrimemedia. Our theme song was composed and performed by Tyler Gibbons, and our executive producer is Kevin. This show was recorded in the Caitlin Rogers Project Studio, also known as Studio C, the closet in our New Hampshire basement, where we also maintain a lookbook complete with dazzling costume options for a ballet that is already underway and has a costume director. On behalf of all the crime writers, thanks so much for listening. We will catch you later. Did you notice that there was a costume designer?
Somebody had.
And she was like, here, look at my stupid fucking notebook of drawings.
Drawings. Yeah.
Drawings.
Will's in finals, and he had to touch placentas last weekend, and he's totally grossed out. He almost passed out from the placentas.
Like fresh placentas or like from the lab?
I'm not sure which, but it was something in the childbirth section. Apparently, if you have an emergency childbirth, there's one section in the placenta you need to know how to pinch off so the person doesn't bleed out. So
God.
He came home and he took 3 showers, and he's like, the smell made me get sick. I was dizzy. I had to sit down. So the next day I was like, hey, Will, how you feeling? He goes, don't mention the word. Don't mention the word. Don't mention the word. I'm like, okay.
You mean
placenta?
Gosh. Hey, Will, want to have some monk fish for dinner tonight?
Yeah. So anyway.
Partners in Crime Media.
This is a Monday.com ad. The same Monday.com designed for every team. The same Monday.com with built-in AI, scaling your work from day one. The same Monday.com with an easy and intuitive setup. Go to Monday.com and try it for free.